We know this country for its very festive carnival, spicy food, and beautiful people. But what do we know about its money, especially its stock exchange? I'm Khalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Mondays JA. Money Mondays JA is brought to you by Proven Wealth. Visit provenwealth.com to speak to an investment advisor today and follow We Are Proven on social media. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on post notifications. Also subscribe to our newsletter by clicking the link up here or in the description box below. You'll get access to a transcript of this episode so that you can read at your leisure and take notes and just have a place to find the information afterwards. So Trinidad and Tobago, also known as the Twin Island Republic, is a Caribbean country just off the coast of Venezuela. Its location near oil and natural gas deposits gives it a different economic environment from the other Caribbean countries that rely heavily on tourism. Trinidad's economy is supported by petroleum, petrochemicals, and you also have some manufacturing. And it also has the largest stock exchange in terms of market capitalization in the English-speaking Caribbean. Yep, bigger than Jamaica. So in the 1970s, the large companies in Trinidad and Tobago were foreign-owned. The government at the time decided to transfer ownership of these multinationals to Trinis, and to do that, they needed a stock exchange. Hence, the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, TTSC, was born. So the TTSC began operation on October 26, 1981, with the passing of the Securities Industry Act 1981. 32 companies, mainly from the manufacturing and financial sectors, are currently listed on the exchange. Some of these companies may sound familiar. NCB Financial Group, Scotiabank TT, Grace Kennedy, Eppley Caribbean Property Fund, sound familiar, right? So these companies, through the TTSC, raised funds by issuing shares to the public, and once listed, the TTSC allows the public to sell and buy TT or US dollar ordinary shares, preference shares, shares in mutual funds, and also corporate and government bonds. So the TTSC has a market capitalization hovering around 21 billion US dollars. Securities can be bought or sold on any of its 8 markets. The most active market is the first tier market that lists companies with a minimum initial market cap of 4 million TT dollars. That's about 600,000 USD. The TTSC also has a brand spanking new SME market for small and medium businesses that's similar to the Jamaica Stock Exchange's junior market. Just last year, 2020, the government introduced a corporate tax holiday to SMEs that list on the SME market of the exchange. Companies in their first 5 years from listing pay no corporate taxes. After the first 5 years, they only pay half. Now, corporate tax in Trinidad is 30%, though it may be more because corporate tax levied varies based on the sector in which the business operates. Now, the TTSC has 4 indices. These are the All TNT Index, the Composite Index, the Cross-Listed Index, and the SME Index. The All TNT Index is made up of companies registered in Trinidad, excluding companies categorized as non-sector. The Composite Index includes all the companies that have issued ordinary shares, again, excluding those categorized as non-sector. And the Cross-Listed Index consists of companies that are also listed on other stock exchanges like the JSE and the BSE. These include companies like GK, NCB, JMMB, and most recently Guardian Holdings Limited that are also listed on the JSE, as well as First Caribbean, which is also listed on the BSE, the Barbados Stock Exchange. We spoke about the BSE last week. You can click up here or in the description for the link to that episode. So stock prices on the TTSC currently range from as low as 20 TT cents, that's about 3 cents US, to 136 TT dollars, that's about 20 US dollars. The TTSC notably is not as liquid as the JSC though. In July, the average number of stocks traded daily was around 350,000 compared to Jamaica, where the JSC saw approximately 26 million stocks being traded daily. The most liquid stock on the TTSC in July was actually JMMB, with 118,000 shares of that company being traded daily. On the JSC, the most liquid stock was NCB Group, with approximately 4 million of that company's stock being traded daily. Now, the low levels of trading on the TTSC is one of the reasons that we're starting to see a trend where Trinidadian companies are cross-listing on the JSC. So we had Guardian Holdings earlier this year, and Massey is expected to follow probably early next year. To purchase stocks on the TTSC, you must set up a brokerage account with any of these 7 licensed brokerage firms in Trinidad. They are NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago, West Indies Stockbrokers, Republic Wealth Management, JMMB Securities TNT, First Citizens Brokerage and Advisory Services, Caribbean Stockbrokers, and Bourse Brokers. They will then set up an account for you with the Trinidad and Tobago Central Depository, TTCD, so that you can start trading. Now, the TTSC also has an online platform known as the TTSC Online Platform, TOP, T-O-P, that allows you to do your own trades online. It's kind of like our own JTrader Pro. Now, I spoke earlier about cross-listed companies, so here's a sweet deal. If you buy shares in Jamaica in a company that's cross-listed on both the JSC and TTSC, you can transfer those shares from Jamaica to Trinidad so that you can sell those shares on the TTSC and vice versa. And this means that you may be able to purchase shares, for example, at a lower price on the JSC and sell it on the TTSC at a higher price, or the other way around. So that's a pretty sweet deal, don't you think? Well, that's it for this episode of Money Mondays JA. Now here's what's coming up on Taking Stock. Shareholders of Jamaican Teas are to consider a spin-off of the company's manufacturing business into its own company. The decision is set for an extraordinary general meeting on October 27. The new company would potentially do an IPO and list on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Since the announcement, Jam Tea's stock price has gained nearly 20%. We'll discuss with Chairman of Jamaican Teas and QWI Investments, John Jackson, and we'll also ask him about another company he chairs, QWI Investments. They're finally turning things around with a net profit increase of $334 million for the 9 months ending June 2021, compared to a net loss of $461 million for the same period a year earlier. And the analysts weigh in on the latest market developments. Express Catering is reporting its biggest quarterly increase since the start of the year. And in the U.S., the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 500 points as Wall Street wrapped up its worst month of the year. Now don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and sign up for my newsletter at KalilaReynolds.com/newsletter, where you can read a transcript of this episode. You can click the link in the description box below. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Kalila Ray, and on Facebook at Kalila Reynolds Media. And find us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Let's get this money. Money Mondays JA was brought to you by Proven Wealth. Visit provenwealth.com to speak to an investment advisor today, and follow We Are Proven on social media.
Let's get this money.